Everyone, assalamu alaikum. My name is Nam Namora from Calgary, Alberta. I have with me a gentleman with the nickname Nazi. He just arrived from Afghanistan, and he has a story to tell us. He's stuck at the airport, and he's going to need help with all other families, and there's so many of them stuck at the airport in Toronto. A majority of them are from Calgary. He doesn't like his video to be shown, nor his name, the real name, to be also known. But he wants you to know what happened, and hopefully we can help these family that who stuck in Toronto to bring them to Alberta. So, Salamat, hi Nazi, how you doing? Do you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. So now we are live on Facebook, and we don't know who is going to be watching now or later. So you can tell us exactly whatever you want to say, and let the people of Canada and people of Alberta, and specifically our Muslim community in Alberta, to know what can we do to help you guys.
Well,
So if you want to tell us a little bit the background of the story and what happened and how you made it to Kabul and how did you manage to arrive in Canada?
well, we were in Kabul, and as soon as we heard on the 15th of August that one after another, each province is falling in their hand. So people were flocking to Kabul for to safety, and they thought Kabul would be safe haven for them. Even on the main roads, on the highways, you could see families with 4 kids, 5 kids. They were just having one small sheet on the top of their head and sitting in the highways in the Kabul, inside the Kabul, to for safety reason, running away from Taliban. But uh, the 34 or 30, 33 provinces fall so fast within 2-3 days that uh, everybody was jammed in Kabul. So finally, uh, when we heard that they're surrounding the Kabul city, everybody started getting really panicking and worrying for their life and for their families. So what happened is people try to run towards the airport where the Americans and the Allies were, and as soon as we heard that they're entering the city, the panicking starts. And each
I
door,
think we're having a problem with the audio. I don't think the audio is that good. Let's see if I can just hold on, please. The audio is not that good. It's very scratchy. Okay, let's try it now without audio.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. Try it now.
Yeah. And then in each door of the airport, which was about 3 sides, about 30 to between 10 to 20 to 30,000 people were jamming. And there was Taliban coming and going, and finally, within a matter of 6 hours, uh, they began coming in groups and in Humvees in front of the main door. Uh, at the beginning, people were just afraid, running away from them and jumping over the high walls and the razor wires, and they didn't care. They just want to go to the safety. And then they begin beating people. When they start beating people, that's what more panic start. And on the second day when I went there, uh, in front of us, they shot about 8 people. Uh, the bodies were carried by wheelbarrow, by people, by public.
Just okay.
Some of them
Can you hear us, guys? I don't think the audio is good. Can you hear? Can you hear Nazi? Can you hear his voice, or is it the audio is not clear? If anybody can hear me and let me know if the audio is good, please just say anything in the comment. Can you hear what he's saying?
Can I hear you?
No, I can hear you okay, but I don't think the other people can hear you. Can anybody hear what the guest is saying? Go ahead, Nazi, say something.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead, please.
yeah. So after shooting these people, more panicking start, and at this time, everybody is like the ANAs who work with the army, and those who work with as a translator or worker with Americans and Canadians and the allies. They were all coming with the families, kids and elders. You could see kids are dying, yeah, from thirst, from being lost from mother and a father. Um, some people made it through inside the airport, but when they went to the airport, there was plane but no pilots, and that's how the people start ripping the airplanes and stuff like that. Only one plane landed at that time, at the first night, American airplane. That's how everybody tried to run inside the plane, even on the top of the wings and inside the tires and stuff like that. That was the first plane that took off, and from there things got worse, and Taliban began beating people, saying that you guys are traitors, you guys are selling your wives to the Americans, to the foreigners, why you guys are leaving this country and this and that. So anyway, people knew that from the last experience 20 years ago, nobody will stay alive, and they're going to kill everybody. So that's how every door was jammed. They were throwing the stun grenade on everybody, even from the ally side, because they were too much pressure on them. They were firing in the air, and they were throwing stun and grenade and also tear gas. So we made through all these things, but we couldn't go through the gates. And finally, one night, somebody told me that go through the sewage system. There might be a way to make it to see the Canadians or any armies.
So,
You might find food.
so, so before,
So what we
so,
did is walk through the sewage system in the canal for 8 hours, stayed in it until dawn. Uh, we came to the right to the where the Canadians and the allies were. I saw an Australian soldier, and I waved to him. I said, "I'm Canadian. Please help us." And he said, "Wait, I'll call the Canadian." And then the Canadian came, and they took one by one the paper and checking everyone's paper and pulling them. It was our clothes were really in bad shape. We were hungry, thirsty. They took us inside. There was water. We had water, but no clothes. Our clothes just got dry under the really bad heat. And then the same night they flown us to Kuwait. We came to Kuwait City. There was about
okay. Sorry,
okay.
Nazi. I don't think I'm hearing your audio is okay.
Sorry.
Can you hear what he's saying? Why don't you, let's try to get out of the studio and come back again. Hopefully that will give us a better connection. Let's try that.
Okay.
So get out of the studio and try to come back again, and hopefully we can have a better audio. Okay, guys, I have with me a Canadian citizen from Afghanistan originally. He's a Canadian, Afghani Canadian, who stuck at the airport in Toronto after he managed to flee Afghanistan, Kabul, and arrive here in Calgary. The problem now, he's stuck in the hotel in the Toronto and trying to find way to come back to Alberta because he lost all his luggage, all his documents. The only things that he has only left with him, the passport, the Canadian passport. Not only him, there's tens of families, Afghani Canadian families, who've gone through this now, and we're trying to find ways to help, maybe to hopefully get the government to get involved in this. Okay, you can hear me. If you can hear me, yeah, okay, perfect. So now I can add you back here to this screen so you can continue. So sorry, but just gonna stay quiet. So somebody, how many days you before you got into the sewage system? how many days you were just trying to reach to the airport, the Kabul airport?
About at least 4 or 5 days in continuation, going to the airport and coming back, unsuccessful, until somebody gave me a tip to go through the sewage system. And when I went in there, there was hundreds of family following each other, and we
In the
made it.
sewage system, there was 100 of people hiding in the sewage system.
Yes, yes, yes. Elderly, kids, pregnant women, families, you know, as everybody was trying to, because that was the only safe passage everybody heard, and they were trying. And that's the exactly spot where the a few days ago there was explosion, the six bomb explosion. 100 and some people, including Canadian, American soldiers, died. That was the exactly spot we were sitting in there.
So you, for 8 hours, you stayed in the sewage system, or you were just walking, or you were walking into to get to the airport, or you just hiding in the sewage system.
We walked for a period of time, and then when we get closer in there, we waited in the sewage water until dawn. As soon as we saw soldiers are moving, then we slowly move forward, and that's how we met those what do you call, Australian and also British and some American soldiers. Everybody was looking for their own citizens, but this
Right.
Australian guy helped us to bring the Canadian, and then from there it started rescuing one by one.
Okay, and then how did they find you?
Well, when they pulled us out, like I said, our clothes were really filthy and our shoes. So I took my socks out, and I knew that
So
I
because
cannot use it.
we missed that. So originally you were in the sewage holding your Canadian passport,
Yes,
and this is where the Australian soldier spots you.
yes. So
Okay.
he went and brought a Canadian, army guy, which I took a picture with the commander, the lady who brought us in the airplane. The wife was bringing the airplane, and the husband was collecting in there. So they were husband wife group. And then once we are collected in there, all the Canadians, and then at the same night they flew everybody to Kuwait City. And we came there. There was hundreds and hundreds of people gathering in there. The condition was not favorable, but at least we were safe.
Okay.
We stayed for 3 nights in there.
So you flew on the same night when they found you, the Canadian forces. You flew the same night out of Kabul, or you stayed overnight?
No, we the same night, because they didn't, they were not sure that what's going to happen the next moment. So they were trying to, as many people they were gathering, and they're flying back to the bases, the army bases. So that's how we were brought in there. We met all the other Afghans in there, stayed for 3 nights, and everybody was waiting for their own turn to come to Canada. And we were on the 28th. We came here to Canada, and we were put in the hotels. Paperwork and everything was shown, but still, after having a double shot, and also I had my corona test done in Kabul too. I had that, but they said we have to stay here for 14 days. So we did our test on the 28th here in the hotel. It came today negative, but I asked Red Cross what's the next step, and they told us we are staying at least here for 14 days in the beginning, and now they're saying that whenever you're done, you guys are done, you're on your own. And I say, what does that mean? Because we're not on our final destination. There's lots of families that are worrying. And we lost our belonging. We don't have our luggages, and nobody has money. What should we do? They told us, sorry, we are in the safe country. You guys find your own ways. Which
so the Canadian when the Canadian authorities brought you to when you landed in Canada, they told you you're a Canadian citizen, and they said, okay, you're on your own now because you can find your ways. But the problem is you have nothing left on you except your passport. You don't have any access to any
no,
credit
nobody.
card, nothing.
Yeah, nobody has. Everybody is stranded here, and you have no access to get out. And as soon as you're done from here, it's a hotel, and they put you on the street like you're in nowhere. Who are you gonna call? So that's why we are appealing our community in Alberta and our politicians, to take a step and bring the Albertans back home. It's not one person, it's not two person. There's more families here, which I don't have the recollection. In my floor, there is about three, four families, but in the airplane and also in the base, I could hear lots of Albertans, and
Okay.
we should be helping brought back home. It's not a matter of individual; it's a whole group sitting here.
Okay, so there's a group of Albertan, mainly from Afghanistan background, or Canadian citizen who just came from Kabul,
There's
and
lots of them.
they need,
There's lots of
and
them.
there's a lot. Okay,
Yes.
so we're trying to find ways to help these families to come to reach their homes, to reach their final destinations.
Yes.
Okay, so you reach out to your friends in Red Deer. You reach out to your friends in Alberta. And now, what exactly you want us Albertans to do to help? How can we help?
Well, the main thing is that once our quarantine is done, so the way we came as a group, we should be pulled from here because among us there's newcomers and there's citizens, there's landed immigrants. They're all Albertans. The way we came, we should be going together to final destination, which is Alberta, and from there everybody goes their home, and that's how the Albertans have been helping each other. Alberta is very good, in this. Anything comes, everybody gets together. We should not be spared in this situation that we went through these traumas. Now we are left in Toronto. So we don't think it's fair that federal government is leaving us, but at least we are appealing the public and the local governments to help everybody to get us out of here.
Okay, did you talk to the Red Cross and did they promise you they're gonna help you or no?
No, Red Cross says that we cannot do that, and we are not set up for these kind of helps. Yeah, we could help you if you don't have aspirin, if you don't have your medication, if you don't have shoes, if you don't. These are the small minor things. But on the larger scale, they told us no, you guys are on your own.
Okay, I'm sorry to ask you this question. You don't have a family members in Alberta that they can help you too, or did you try to reach the family members, or they are not in a situation to help?
Well, situation like like since Corona started, like most people lost their jobs. Barely they have anything in their hand, and uh, like I said, it's not only one person; it's everybody is trying to appeal, to get as a group from here and go to Alberta.
Okay. Okay, guys. So if you want to help now, there's a bunch of families, Canadian Afghani families stuck at the hotel in Toronto, and we are trying to find ways to help um, them financially, mainly. Right? I'm talking here financial help. Am I correct, Nazi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's a few families. I wouldn't know exactly how many families, but they need to go back to Alberta and they stuck in the airport. I'm sorry, they stuck at the hotel in Toronto. They came from
Yes.
Afghanistan. They came from the Kabul airport, and if you go back and hear how this happened. Now, in the post I put your email so people can e-transfer you directly if they want to help you. They can email you the money, and I put the password to use the word Alberta with capital A. So if anybody can help Nazi and the rest of the family to reach out to their final destination, you can e-transfer Nazi at the email that mentioned in my post and use password Alberta with capital A. Will that do it, Nazi?
Sorry.
Will that be okay if people wire the money to you, and then you can do your help your, you can book a ticket for yourself and also try to help other families.
Yes.
Okay. So if guys, if you want to help this gentleman and other, we don't know how many families at the hotels in Toronto, they want to come to Alberta, use that email to transfer him the fund, and inshallah we'll see him when he gets here in Alberta. Is there anything that you'd like to say to all the people that be watching now or later?
Well, the only things I could say is thank you for your consideration into this matter. We're Albertans, we're the same family. We're all, being in the hard time helping each other. We should be continuing this, good thing to set a good example for other provinces and other people. Alberta have been always the best to help each other and reach for each other in the hard time.
Okay.
And we
And
thank everybody.
Inshallah, we'll see you back when you get here in Alberta, safe and sound. And just to let you know, guys, I mean, Nazi, he doesn't want his photo to be shown. He has family back in Afghanistan, and he's afraid for the safety of his families and family members and stuff back there. So, guys, if you want to help, please transfer the money, email him directly, and inshallah, Nazi is a well-known community member in Alberta. I did the due diligence. We don't have to worry about who he is because I know who he is, and anybody who want to know who he is, you can call me directly. But he served our community for 30 years, and he's a well-known community member, Muslim community member in Alberta. And he helped so many people in the past. But unfortunately, him and other families are stuck at the hotel in Toronto now, and we need to help them to buy tickets and reach their final destination. So please help if you can. And if you have any questions, you can phone me directly to my phone number 403-999-9920. 403-999-9920. Thank you very much for your time. Nazi, thank you very much for your time. You can stay with me, please. I'm going to stop the broadcast, and you will have a conversation off the air. Just hold on, please.